watching BTV.
When you think of Fiji, does a high-grade, fully permitted gold project come to mind? The Line 1 Metals Tuvalu project is being built to produce 100,000 ounces of gold per year. But the company believes there's something much bigger out there. So this is a story about elephant hunting, something the CEO of Line 1 Metals has been very good at.
I've concentrated on projects that could become elephants, and I have had some success in the three companies that I've built: Miramar, which sold for $1.5 billion, Northern Rhine, which sold for $1.2 billion, La Mancha, which sold for about $700 million. When I saw this project and I saw what the mineralogy was like and the geology, I didn't take too much to figure out this was a giant. What was difficult was finding proof of it, and with Quinton aboard, we found it.
Quinton is Quinton Henney, the equally successful and internationally renowned economic geologist.
Most people aren't aware, but Fiji is actually home to one of a world-class gold deposit, a very well-known gold deposit called the Emperor Mine, also called Vatukoula. It's a great place to look for gold, and we're standing in what could potentially be another world-class deposit here.
Walter has long had a hunch about Tuvalu, but he could never quite connect the dots until Quinton showed up.
He came to the project, didn't say much, kept looking and looking, and looked at me and said, "I don't believe what I'm looking at. Do you know what you're looking at?" I said, "Yeah, I'm looking at a pretty big ore body." He says, No. This is the eureka moment. I have been able to, again, see a Cripple Creek look-alike, a Lahire look-alike, pulls up his camera, pulls up the core, and looks at it, and he says, "You're sitting on tens of millions of ounces here." That confirmed the 13 years of work that I put into this project.
What was apparent to Quinton Henney was that beneath their boots was an alkaline deposit, not unlike the one at the Cripple Creek mine in Colorado. Production there is in the range of 300,000 ounces of gold per year.
Alkaline deposits are somewhat rare. They're related to magmas that came up through the ground, and alkaline magmas, for unknown reasons, carry a lot of gold. These deposits are a bit unique. There's only maybe a couple dozen good examples around the Earth, but what's really neat about them is when you find one of these types of systems, usually they turn out to be big.
Quinton isn't shy about comparing Tuvalu to other projects, but he does so based on what his experience as a geologist tells him he's seeing.
I look for details in the rocks that tell me it's similar to other world-class deposits. And some of what I see here reminds me a lot of, say, Cripple Creek or Porgera. At Cripple Creek, often the high-grade mineralization is controlled by small fractures, very small fractures. But the little fractures are absolutely full of gold. They're very rich. And I see that pattern here at Tuvalu. I see small fractures that are extremely high grade.
Of course, only drilling results can truly define potential. But Quinton's experience makes his enthusiasm pretty tough to ignore.
The potential is much, much larger than anyone's perceived previously. Personally, I think this could be a 10+ million ounce deposit.
In the meantime, as exploration continues, Tuvalu is advancing towards production.
We have everything permitted. We have done all the engineering, all the testing. We're shovel ready, and we're building. And we have a defined ore body to process.
And what about the yet-to-be-defined aspect of Tuvalu?
I think this will be a world-class deposit. Where we're standing right now, there will be lots of mining underground in this caldera.
This is the best project in all my history of 40 years of being involved in at least a dozen elephants. This is the biggest and the best.
The company is currently in the midst of an ambitious drilling and exploration program. Time will tell if Line 1's project is indeed a big one.